Hey creators, welcome back. We back in the car, good old fashioned style, okay? She out here doing the damn thing. I wanted to come in, check in with y'all, have a good honest one-on-one chat with the folks. No like strategic plan with this video, just like a what to do, how you doing, how you feeling. I'm on my way to the studio, about to get some painting in. Y'all, I have been painting so much and it feels really good, and I'm so grateful for clarity, y'all. Like honestly, and I feel like I be saying that a lot, but then some days I don't feel clear. Okay, then I get lost, and so now it's been so the way I sort of determine like how clear I am, I sort of balance it out. Like how many days do I feel clear versus unclear? Because I've come to the realization there is no always feeling a certain way. Like that's just not what it is. Okay, I am a living organism. I'm a living planet who's gonna have fluctuations throughout everything out in my entire life. Okay, so I've let go of this sort of like rigidity or having a certain identity, belief, narrative, whatever. Like just letting things go with the flow, and then assessing myself on that day, and then of course like facilitating a plan to maybe get me more into alignment about where I want to go. But I think I've just like let go of judging every single fluctuation that happens in my mind, body, and spirit. Okay, but I have been noticing that I've been having more days of clarity than confusion, and that feels really good. And so if you've been around for a while, first of all, thank you, boo. Okay, I really appreciate you. We are entering, is this the 3rd year on YouTube? I think so. Like I honestly can't even keep up at this point. I think it's the 3rd year. Yeah, this is like we're entering 3rd year. We kind of like at the 2.5 year point on YouTube, and I'm starting to like figure it out. You know, I feel like I'm sort of getting a grip on kind of how I want things to go, while also realizing that yeah, I'm sharing my experience on YouTube, but at the same time, what do I want to say, you know, and also how do I want to help the collective, you know? And so I think we here in the sort of content creation world like add value, and I think artists and like art channels or like creative, you know, YouTubers might struggle with that, because you're like, man, like, okay, well, I don't really want to do tutorials, or like I don't really want to do like a productivity hack video, or like how to organize, how to clean your closet, you know, like those sort of like clear ways of how one is adding value, you know. And so honestly, y'all have helped me realize that the place where I add value is like inspiration, encouragement, empowerment, creativity, and those things are just as important as trying to figure out how to hack whatever in your life. Okay, so I feel like when I think about how I want to add value to the world and to the conscious collective too, because you might have been noticing like my content has been shifting a little bit to have a more of a broader scope, a broader audience, a broader community, because I don't want to only speak to artists. And I also think sometimes whenever we are like sort of creating like artist content, it can limit the access that people have to that information, because I realize that there's so many people who struggle with the idea of even identifying as an artist, of even claiming the identity of like, oh, I'm an artist. Like there's so many people who's like, I mean, I draw a little, but like I'm not an artist. Like no, like I'm not like you, or like I'm not like them, or I'm not like whatever, you know. It comes with so many caveats that I think is a disservice to, of course, themselves, but also I realize how as artists sometimes even the language we use can feel isolating, and I also realize how some of the language I use can keep me isolated, and some of the things that I'm putting out into the world can make myself feel like, oh, I only can turn on the camera when I have a paintbrush in my hand, or I can only turn on the camera if I have, you know, like I don't know. I feel like it's funny that I've been sharing a little bit more stuff outside of my studio, but in my studio, I've been painting so much more and having so much freedom in that. I think I just, like, are we going there today? Like, what's this video gonna be? Like, I have no idea. But like, look, I don't even know if your girl gonna have any edits with this one. Like, just, I mean, no, just like fancy edits. Like, I don't know, maybe just have this playing in the background. Okay, like, hey, podcast now, like me and you, straight up, you know? If we keeping it a buck, y'all know it's been about 10 years that I've been sharing my work with the world. So what is it? I remember one video I said 6 years. That was last year. So are we entering the 7-year mark? The 7-year mark of me being like a professional artist. Yeah. Maybe like 5 or 6 years of me being like a full-time artist where I didn't have my nursing job. Because if you are new here, you might not know that I was a registered nurse before I was an artist. I loved nursing. I loved healthcare and helping people, but I just realized that our Western healthcare system is deeply broken and deeply surface level in the ways that we are helping to facilitate healing for people. And I feel like we're not gonna go there. It's like, reel that in, girl. Like, that's not what this is about. That's not, we're not. Another day, y'all, another day. Okay, what we talking about today is just like, I just kind of wanted to have a chat with y'all. I feel like my content has been different. I feel like it's been a beautiful response. There's like been so many new people here. Hey, y'all, okay? If you are new here, of course, welcome, boo. I appreciate you, your girl. I'm Aramis Hamer, full-time artist working in Seattle, Washington. And I have been sharing my story on YouTube for a while, but I've kind of been opening up a little bit, doing more like morning routines, day in the life. I feel like I've kind of always done vlogs, but they were mostly like constrained to what I was doing in the studio, or like what projects that I was working on in Seattle, what murals I was painting. It was definitely stuff that was deeply artist related. And so going back to what I was saying about like keeping it all the way real, okay? So coming up on the 10-year mark of, well, actually passing the 10-year mark. So being in the decade stage of me sharing my work with the world, there is something about it that has shifted for me. And I love sharing. I feel like it is my joy to share. It is my delight to put things out into the world. I think the shift that I'm feeling right now is that because I have been doing this for so long, between paint, first of all, I've been painting for 20 years. I don't know, like over 20 years at this point. And I've been sharing my work with the world for about 10 years now. And I've been on YouTube for 2.5 years now. When you get to years of doing certain things, you acquire a certain level of information, data, knowledge, analytics, you know, like there's so much more information that you have now that can help guide your decisions with clarity and with like data behind it. I might sound a little weird, y'all, because we was working out in the yard, stuff was billowing. I probably snorted a bug. Yeah, I did a whole neti pot nasal flush. But yeah, anyway, so if I sound a little rasp, that's what's going on. So I'm gonna try not to shout to preserve my voice a little bit. But yeah, so once you sort of start sharing for a while, you get to realize like, okay, what does the community like, but also what resonates for me. And so since I am even shifting with my artistic style and different ideas, different concepts, so since I am in this experimentation phase, it does feel a little bit more vulnerable to share what I'm creating in the studio. It feels like I kind of need my own internal process to figure it. I kind of need my own little private moment to analyze how I genuinely feel about this painting myself, because it's just so different from what I'm usually creating. And so when you are in a sort of vulnerable state, this experimentation phase, it can feel difficult to share that out with the world because you might not even feel as confident in it, you know? And so that vulnerability of potentially any sort of criticism, whether it's good or bad, could have an impact on your decisions, whether that's your creative decisions, your career decisions, like whatever. And so I think there is so much power in privacy, y'all, and I talked about that in some episode. Okay, y'all know how I feel. Like, I'm all about keeping it real, but I'm also about protecting your peace and having a level of privacy, and also integrating and alchemizing some of the downloads and like spiritual lessons that you are going through personally before like bringing it out into the world, you know. And I honestly wish more people did that, y'all. Like, the amount of stuff that people are like still going through and processing that with the internet, it's just a dangerous, like, y'all, it honestly is. And I'm so grateful for y'all. I genuinely, every bone in my body, I need you to know how grateful I am for y'all. Every single comment, every single DM, every single like, every single view, it genuinely makes an impact on my life in ways that you can't even understand. And I feel like what excites me about technology and social media is that it is a direct physical demonstration of how, where we put our energy, that is what is going to grow in our life. So whatever, like, y'all know on YouTube, whatever videos you're watching, YouTube's going to serve you more of that. So like, wherever you are putting your energy to, they are going to feed that energy back to you, you know? So I've just been intentional about giving y'all good energy, and I'm grateful that y'all are just here witnessing me consuming it and putting good energy back into your space, because we are all a part of this collective consciousness. We are all one on this planet, in this metaverse, in this multiverse, in this universe, in this galactic cosmic space, okay? And so by you helping yourself and by you feeding yourself with good energy, it directly feeds back into me. Of course, on a cosmic and spiritual level, but also on a physical, tangible level, on a financial level, on an emotional level, y'all. Like, it's encouraging reading y'all comments. It's encouraging seeing a certain video getting so many views, you know? And I also know how important it is to also like detach from that and make sure that that's not guiding your emotional state, because that can be dangerous as well. And so I've also have been letting myself experiment on this journey so that I almost can get comfortable if views are lower. I'm like, okay, let me just throw something crazy at them. Like, let me just go fucking wild for a quick minute. See what happened, you know? Just to make sure that I'm staying in that creative, curious, fun place and not taking anything too seriously, not even taking this platform too seriously, like just doing me. But I have been shifting my content of sharing more of just the holistic spectrum of who I am, because I'm sure all of y'all can relate. Like, there's so many different aspects of who we are as people, and I love that now it's becoming more popularized. I feel like there's been more content gurus sort of telling people to not niche down, which I think there's definitely value in that. I do see how that can cause one to grow slower if they aren't like going laser focused on something. But it, like, for somebody who's creative like me, who is a full-blown air sign Gemini and water sign double Cancer, okay, moon air, like a bitch is all air and water over here. I have no stability in my life, okay? Like, the only person that's my stability is Andy. That man is my rock, okay? He is as solid and stable and secure and consistent as you can. Like, shout out to divine masculine energy. Like, we got, that's a whole that's a series, okay? We will have a series on that. No, we won't. We're not doing that over here. But just know, if y'all got a podcast, look, invite me on your podcast, okay? I will speak at length about divine masculine energy, because, like, y'all, the world is asleep on it. Girl, move on, okay? Y'all know how I can get. I can have a full rant, and you know the light's gonna change when the car moving. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just wanted to share. I just wanted to have like a one-on-one with y'all, this isn't even gonna be like a major, like this might be like a channel update. Like I don't even know what I'm gonna title this, but it's not even something where I'm like, oh, about to try to get you. Like, no, like if you have been here since like my art studio tour like 3 years ago, and you have just been watching my journey and seeing the changes and seeing the fluctuations and seeing the growth, y'all, like we've been growing over here. Like I'm just so honored and so amazed. And so I want to be intentional with the community that we are cultivating over here. And like, y'all are everything. Y'all honestly are. And yeah, just wanted to come in, do this heart to heart, just to say a thank you, just to give y'all my own sort of reflections about what's really been going on in the studio, what's really kind of behind the sort of content changes, what's like kind of just giving y'all like a little bit of a window into the soul about how I'm thinking about things moving forward. And maybe hopefully this can, you know, inspire other content creators out here, while also like trying, like, cause then the thing is, I don't want, like, I'm not sharing YouTube tips. I'm not sharing my first YouTube monetization check. I'm not telling you how I grew from a zero subscribers to 1,000 subscribers just to get people up. Like, no, okay? Y'all know where to find them people. Y'all know where to find them, and they are dope as fuck, and they have helped me build what I am building, okay? So I feel like everybody ain't gotta be the people out here, y'all. Go to the people who have been doing this, who are dedicated. Look, my people, Think Media. Think Media, Roberto Blake, Nick Nimmin, them my dudes. Catherine, before she switched it up on us. Okay? Hey, look, hey, congratulations for everything for it, though. You know, but it's just like, hey, you go to certain people for certain things, and like I get it when they can kind of switch it up. You know, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what are we doing? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Can y'all even see me? Can y'all see me? Y'all, traffic is light. It's good. Ain't nobody out here. Barely anybody out here. Yeah. So y'all know how I feel. Your girl ain't sharing YouTube tips, okay? But I do hope, just by me sharing my story and sharing my experience, that maybe this has given you some insight into maybe your process, maybe your channel, your whatever, your life, your creative process, like your painting process. Because I don't know, like I've kind of just been wanting to like just like paint and not think about like, oh, what is this for? What type of videos it's gonna be? Am I gonna post this on Instagram? Is this gonna be a journal? Is this gonna be a scarf? Like, I've been trying to just free my mind from that, and not from a judgment, not criticizing the person that I was before and the person that I still am, because I'm still in that space. I mean, I'm still, y'all, we got stuff that's about to launch soon, okay? Shit about to pop off. Get ready, okay? Hop on a newsletter, lhammer.com/blog, okay? /blog. Get on a newsletter, y'all. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, so I just feel like I've reflected a lot. I've healed a lot. I've processed a lot. And I'm so grateful for these platforms because it provides a level of freedom. Oh, shout out to, I was just reading comments this morning. Is it Alchemy? I think it was like Alchemy Frost. Or I can't, sorry, shout out to you. Thank you for your comment. And I totally agree. And they were saying how, you know, it's like similar to how when people were upset about the camera and like when photography came around and how they thought that that was gonna like put painters out of business, but it actually freed painters and birthed an entire new renaissance of like abstract paintings, cubism, surrealism. It's like artists weren't only constricted to only having to paint people because there wasn't cameras and there was no way for this king's face to be captured unless an artist painted it. It's like now the camera's here, so now we can even expand our mind and expand our creativity to go even outside of that, you know? And so I'm just so grateful for these tools and realizing that I can still share with the world, and it doesn't only have to be a painting for it to be impactful, and it doesn't only have to be not even impactful, because I feel like I don't even think we think paintings are impactful, honestly. I think they are, but that's a whole other conversation. But I'm saying that I'm letting go of the idea that I only can show up with a paintbrush in my hand to be defined as an artist, you know? Like, I consider myself to be an artist of life, a creator, a creative who is, she went completely black. Okay, look, here we go, we back. Yeah, so what I was saying is that I define myself as a creator and a creative of life in general. Like, everything I do, every action I take, I want it to be creative. And I kind of talked about this in my other like morning routine video, just talking about how I stopped meditating and realizing that life is a meditative experience. Like, every moment can be an experience of mindfulness, you know? And so I'm just so grateful for that. And I really hope that helps the creator out there, the artist out there who feels like, man, well, I'm not a painter. I don't have an art studio. So like, maybe I'm not an artist. Like, nah, boo. Like, this world is so crazy. It's so expansive. It's so big. It's so abundant. It's like, you can do anything and everything. And I genuinely, and I know we hear it all the time, like, oh, everybody's an artist. There's an artist inside of everybody. And it's like, it's so true. Like, we're all creative, but there's so many people who don't feel like they are creative because their art teacher in second grade said that they can't draw. It's like, drawing isn't the only way to be creative. Y'all, the editing, my mind is fucking blown with editing. Okay, like, editing, that is if editing is an art form, I don't know what the fuck is. Okay, like, y'all, the whole digital space has completely opened my mind, and I am so grateful for it. And I just refuse to like demonize these incredible tools that have expanded my mind and the possibility of what a true artist can look like. It's just crazy. It's just, and a bitch needs to clean her lens. Like, what are you, why is your lens like that? Like, why are you doing that to the people? Like, ooh. I'm gonna leave y'all with that, okay? Sending y'all all my love and all my light. We about to keep going. We about to keep rocking. Let's go. Let's get it.